This episode of Royal Key is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline.ag is more than just an online betting platform. They boast a focus on the player approach and have built their reputation on offering clients nothing but the best. From cutting-edge technology, enticing promotions, and the latest sports betting odds, BetOnline, the best online betting site on the internet. Also, stay tuned to the end of the episode to find out how to win this Texas A&M baseball pack.
What's going on, world? Brand new episode of Royal Key there on your screen. I'm your host, George Keel, and I'm here with Jason Hutchins of Texas A&M Baseball. You're the Director of Baseball Operations. What goes into being a Director of Baseball Operations?
Many facets. I handle on-campus recruiting, camps, budget, compliance, practice plan, and equipment. So I've got my hands in a lot of different things.
Definitely. Now, before we get into your amazing facilities and what you guys have going on here in College Station, we want to know about the apparel. Tell us what's going on here.
Well, right here, this is the first place when our players or recruits come in. So we really wanted to highlight what Adidas does for our program. So we've got our jerseys, our hats, and all the cleats that they might wear during a season. The first one is the July 4th game. It resembles a bomb pop. If you remember those popsicles they used to make, that's why there's ridges on it. These are some of the cleats that they'll wear on Father's Day. This is a special Memorial Day cleat. It's got the icon right there for it. What Adidas does though is always they'll change up their bottom, whether it's chrome, gold, platinum. And then we go through our cleats that we'll wear on a daily basis. These cleats are black and maroon cleats. They'll be worn with our Aggies uniform, and they'll also be worn with our gray at times. It just depends. The starting pitcher might say, I want to wear the black cleats today. He gets to pick them. Then we've got our maroon and white cleat, and Adidas custom makes them with the A&M logos on there. And we'll wear this with our white uniform, with our maroon uniform, and our pinstripe uniform. We also have another maroon and white cleat that's more clean. Then we have our teal cleat. The teal is to signify to stand up against sexual assault and violence going on today in our society, and it's great to recognize that, and our players always love it. Last year we wore the teal hats. Then we've got our red, white, and blue cleats. Again, they're real clean, and we'll wear these with our red, white, and blue uniforms. It's funny, AJ Minner, who's a pitcher in the big leagues with the Atlanta Braves, just signed an Adidas deal, and he texted me 2 days ago and says, I need those cleats right there because they go sweet with the Braves uniform. These Tops cleats represent the baseball card tops. Adidas wanted to make a throwback. If you ever got a pack of cards, there'd always be that color one card, the special edition Tops card. Then we've got our Jackie Robinson cleats. These are my favorite cleats that Adidas has done. It's got the celebration, the stadium where he played, and I think this is an important cleat, just the history and everything behind it. And then your pure and simple throwback cream cleats. We wore these cleats last year with our cream uniforms. We also wore black, but it's just a good way to show the versatility that Adidas has in all their cleats and what they do. What we want recruits to see, since we're the only team in the SEC in the state of Texas, is the stadiums that they'll get to play in. And of course, we're the highlight one with the big one, and then we've got all the different stadiums, and then we'll come over and we'll kind of highlight championship season, Omaha teams, conference championships. We have many more, but we didn't have enough shelf space, so we wanted to start at a certain year. And then again, championship teams or moments, and that's what we want our recruits, our players to see every single day when they walk in this facility, that they want to be the next team on there.
Now, Jason, you've been at Texas A&M for 22 years.
Yep.
Describe the difference between baseball in the Big 12 and baseball in the SEC.
Well, it's funny. When I played here back in the late 80s, early 90s, we were in the Southwest Conference, and then it broke up. We went to the Big 12, which is it's an awesome conference. We love playing in the Big 12, but then we switched over into the SEC, and it's just the amount of support in baseball across all the teams in the SEC is amazing.
this is probably one of my favorite halls, I guess.
It also gives you like a fine focus on Omaha, which is what we want our guys focusing on every single day. And with that, we also have the history of Texas A&M baseball from the beginning to present day, where we kind of highlight great players, great coaches, great teams. 1993 had a team with 3 All-Americans, 3 first-round picks, and a second-round pick. They were awesome. Also, in 1999, I mean, just an amazing team with Dalen Holt, who hit 35 home runs, Casey Fossum on the mound, Chance Caples. And then, of course, you take it to present day, more present day, where we have the 2011 team, which was in the Big 12 at the time. We won the conference. We won the regional, super regional, go to Omaha. Just an amazing team with some great players that are still playing in the big leagues today. Coming around past the Omaha sign, another thing we wanted to highlight to our players, our recruits, is our players that have left Texas A&M and gone on to make it to the major leagues, whether they had 1 day, 1 year, 10 years, all-star career. We wanted to highlight them with their jersey, their baseball card, their debut year in the team they play for. We go from here into our weight room, and we are one of the few teams I know in the SEC that has an on-site weight room and a 100% locked-in strength coach. He has no other sport. He's with us. We're gonna walk out to the indoor cages. Kids love all the new gadgets, the new toys. So we've got hit tracks, and we've got it set where they're playing a TD Ameritrade every single day. But it'll show them how far it went, whether it was a single, a double, an out, a fly out. And a lot of times you can't tell in the cages. You might hit a ball really well that you think, oh man, that's gone. But you see on here, no, that only went 280 feet. Center fielder camped under it and caught it. So heading to the locker room, we've got our pillars of our program, and we want our guys to see those every single day, just like the Omaha sign. On the left side, we've got championship teams, whether it was Southwest Conference, Big 12, SEC, teams that have been to Omaha. We go from there into our double door locker room. We walk in, we've got our information center here. We've got anything that the university wants us to highlight. And then of course, we've got how the locker room should look and how your locker particularly should look. That being said, each week we take 5 or 6 players a week that are responsible for vacuuming the locker room, cleaning the tables, making sure the chairs are back in front, to teach our players that, you know, everything's earned, and it's a privilege to play here and not a right.
What happens when a player doesn't keep his locker?
Well, if a player doesn't keep his locker clean or kind of messes up, then he gets thrown over into the visitor's locker room. And the visitor's locker room, it's a much longer walk from here. And you're by yourself, it's just no fun. But again, what we want is everything to the left so we can tell it's clean. There's not Gatorade bottles or food over here. We've got bats on this side, we'll have hats on this side, we'll have all their unders, and as you can see, they have to be nicely folded, not just thrown in there. And then we've got cleats and shoes. And then from the locker room, we go into kind of our lounge area, and as you'll see, we've got guys laying down, we've got guys on their phone. There's 2 places in our facility where they're not allowed to be on their cell phone. One of them is the locker room where we just were. The other is the room where we eat breakfast. So if they're caught on their cell phones, then we get it for 48 hours. Okay. And if you take away a cell phone from an 18 to a 22-year-old, it's like putting them in prison for 5 years. But we've got, you know, our ping pong. They'll come in here and play ping pong. And then we've got our pool table. And this is where we highlight all the All-Americans. Instead of just putting names on a board, you've got their bats.
We make our way to Olson.
And I think we passed a sign there that said, what can I do to help this team win a championship? So again, it's not about me, it's about, as a team, what can I do? You know, we've got our bench, our helmet rack, and then the beauty of Olson Field at Bluebell Park. We renovated the press box, added 8 suites up top, and then 2 what they call bunker suites.
Now, Jason, I hear Bluebell is one of the craziest places to play, and a lot of credit goes to the Raggies.
Well, they've been here since I played here. And again, Texas A&M is all about tradition and the former students passing it down to the current students, and just keeps going. They sit right above the first base dugout in sections 203 and 202, and 800 to 2,000 students at a game. They're all in one spot. They can suffocate the opponent.
Now, Jason, our viewers have seen the amount of apparel that the football players get, the basketball players. What do baseball players get?
You got to be able to see. Baseball, we're outside. You got to be able to catch fly balls. You got to be able to catch ground balls. Every player gets a set of Oakley M frames with lenses, and I let a senior pick the lenses that he wants that year, so he gets to pick the color, and then they get an extra lens. If we have guys that wear prescription, of course we get them scripts. This year the players wanted to go with a retro M frame instead of the Radar Path. We've had a great relationship with Oakley for many years. They give us an incredible deal that we can't pass up, so every year our guys get new Oakleys, and that's one of their favorite times. I would say Ultra Boosts and Oakleys are their two favorite things. In the equipment room, this is like the #1 thing for us. This has every player, every coach, and it's got what size pant, what size jersey, shoes. We've got all of our cleats down this aisle, and the Boost are your heavier cleats. So this would be like a catcher or a pitcher, what he would wear. We usually give him 5 or 6 pair of tennis shoes a year. We've got bullpen shoes, we've got game day shoes, we got lifting shoes, we've got travel shoes.
Yeah.
You know, there's just something about a Boost shoe that just makes everyone say, wow. Then we go down here, and one of the things that recruits really like to see is the bat wall. We're lucky to be partnered with Adidas and Easton. We swing Easton bats. We use Easton gloves. The gloves are made up by the guys on the computer. They can personalize it, put whatever colors, whatever nickname, names, whatever on that glove, and then it's sent to them.
You guys have several uniforms. What are some of the favorites?
It's funny, they love the red, white, and blue. We've worn it for about 4 years. 2 years ago, we had the commemorative 41 uniform because President Bush came out, threw out first pitch. They also love the new jersey, but it's our throwback white Aggies. They like the script. Adidas did a great job getting the script right on all the new uniforms. So now I'm going to give you to Ryan Lesneski, also known as Pete. He's our video coordinator and social media director. He can kind of give you a lot of insight on everything we're trying to do to get Texas A&M promoted to the youth.
All right, Ryan, you're all about branding and promoting the A&M baseball brand. Let's kind of go through some of the hats.
So the first one that we can get to right here, this was our throwback hat last year. So that goes with our Texas Aggie uniforms. It's pretty big for our players, our fans, the school, that Texas Aggies feel. Another kind of special hat that we had last year, the teal with the Lone Star logo. That's our step up and stand in sexual awareness hat that we wore. I showcased it just for 1 or 2 games last year in April, and that was a big statement for us, for our program and as a university. Red, white, and blue, we'll wear this for our Sunday sweeps. So when we're at home and we're gonna sweep somebody, we'll bust out the red, white, and blue uniforms. And then just the basic, kind of what you've been rocking all day. Block A&M logo, silver bevel. It's kind of what we've gone to as a university across the whole. And then this year as well, with our new Aggies throwback, that block T, the bigger the T, shows how much power you have in the state of Texas.
Definitely. Now, Ryan, you manage the Aggies Baseball Instagram account. Kind of talk about your strategy of promoting the brand through Instagram.
So everything that we try to do is all about our guys' energy, our guys' attitude, emotions, and what you're gonna see and feel as a player in our program. And then I also try to do everything from behind the scenes, whether that's from a photo shoot day, equipment, everything like that. So basically, it's not just a daily recap of here's our guys, here's our star player. It's everybody 1 through 35 that we have to show, what a day in the life of being an Aggie baseball player is like.
Now I want to put you on the spot. Give me 3 tips, kind of capturing the action while the action is being done, because you can easily get caught up in the action.
Well, we always try to be fast, frequent, and then fun. That's the 3 things that we try to do, and that's been kind of instilled. We took that from football. With our guys, they do a really good job of letting us be that fly on the wall that you talked about. We're not in the way, but they know definitely it's about them. It's about making sure that they look good and our program looks good.
I admire that, man. So thank you, man, for letting us come out and check out A&M Baseball's facilities.
For a special viewer, we're gonna go ahead and create a care package, hook you up with some 3-stripe life and Aggie baseball gear.
So to find out how to win that package, follow Korsky Media and George Keel on Instagram and Twitter. Until then, your host, George Keel.
Thanks again to BetOnline.ag for sponsoring this episode of Royal Key. Join them today and use the promo code RoyalKey for a 50% welcome bonus. Again, that's BetOnline.ag. Make sure to subscribe to youtube.com/Korsky Media to see more Royal Key episodes, including Kentucky basketball, Michigan State basketball, Alabama football, and the Golden State Warriors.